What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today is very cool because we are on this beautiful Indiana canal. As you've seen in previous videos, this right here is a little bluegill squarebill, and I have used that before here and it has worked tremendous. But today I'm kind of going to be testing out a new product. Kind of jumping on the bandwagon there, the old Googan Squad. This is the banger that Googan Squad makes, and this is kind of like a crawl looking color slash bluegill. It's Sriracha Crawl is the actual name of it. Really excited to use it. I know squarebill's working here, and there's quite a few bass in here, so we're going to get in there, do a little test on this Googan bait, and see if we can get a few largemouth. Stay tuned, it's going to be a fun one. All right, first little backhand cast. Cast's really nice. We'll see if we can get a fish. This canal's loaded with largemouth, so you never know. It's got really good action on it. One thing that's nice about these baits is that it's got the depth on them, so you'll never forget what depth you're throwing. This one says 2 to 5 feet, which is perfect for in here, because I can't imagine this canal is much more than 6 or 7 feet in the middle. This bait also has really strong hooks on there. It's really nice because you don't have to change them out like a lot of other baits. This one just comes with the good hooks already on it. Could be partially why these baits come at a little bit of a premium price. There's one. First fish. There we go. That didn't take too long. As you can see right in front of me, that's how far we've walked in this canal so far. We got our first fish on the old Googan Squad crankbait. First fish today, right at about 6 or 8 feet out, and he hit it kind of in the middle. Figured these fish might be starting to move up shallow, so I was a little worried this bait might not be the best for today's conditions, but so far we're doing okay. One fish down. Let's see if we can get a few more. There's one. Second one, a little bit smaller today. A little bit smaller this time, but he still took it right out in the depths. A lot of bluegills are moving up, but the bass still seem to be pretty deep. Second largemouth. There's one. There's like a school of bass in front of me. I didn't even know bass schooled up like that. They did. There he goes. Another awesome largemouth. I was watching a couple of the other ones when he swam up. When you're fishing a bait like this, it's really important to understand what you're throwing and why you're throwing it. They seem really slow, so you want to kind of slow it down for them and try to make it as easy as possible. So I'm kind of just slow rolling it, honestly, just enough that it gets a little bit of movement and I'm not diving it super deep, kind of keeping my pole tip up. That way it stays towards the surface a little more. This is by no means a bed bait, but I can see a bass on his bed right in front of me. Oh, didn't even get it there before I had another hit. I'm gonna try that again. I was working it for another fish. That stinks. That's like the 3rd or 4th fish I miss. There's one. He hammered that thing too. Almost every largemouth in here is the textbook, you know, 1 pounder plus maybe 2 pounds at the most, but there are a few, believe it or not, that are in the 3 to 4 pound range. But like I said, most of them aren't any more than 1 pound. Another one on the old Googan Squad and Catch Go bait. I'm wondering if that was that bed fish that I seen, because it kind of hit just off from there. I scared the fish off the bed when I hooked into another one. Let's get back in there. That's quite a few fish so far. This bait's definitely working good. If anybody's wondering what kind of conditions you want to throw this bait in, it's definitely days where there's a little bit of wind, such as today. The more wind you got, the more likely a moving bait's going to be your best option. Something that dives also helps. There's one. Right when the sun changed and the clouds rolled in. Boom. Nailed that bait. One initial thing I was a little bit worried about with this bait is these hooks are really strong, but the hooks have a slight bend and curl inwards, so I was wondering if I was going to miss a couple hookups because of that. So far it seems like I'm doing pretty good. Ooh, there's a nice fish. He hit that bait hard. Oh well, I kind of got him wrapped up. That would be why. I'm gonna let him get demuddified. There we go. Not as big as I thought he was. Mostly just got kind of side hooked for a second. Get him unhooked real quick, and then hopefully get him back in the water. Oh, maybe not. That's a beautiful little fish. That wind is picking up. Stick with me, guys. I know the audio is probably going to get worse. GoPro audio is not the best, but there we go. That's a nice fish. Oh yeah. The farther I get in the canal, the better it always gets. Always. This starts okay. By the time we're at the end, I've kind of figured them out, and it just gets wider. And the wider it gets, it kind of just holds a lot more fish in there. Looky there. Another one. That one come on the far side. Ooh. There's one running at me. Ooh, it's a bluegill. Big bluegill. Dadgum. That is a swamp donkey. That's a beast of a bluegill. That's an absolute beast of a bluegill. And if the video doesn't really do justice, think about how big this crankbait is. I mean, how big does a fish have to be to take a bass lure? I mean, that's a big crankbait. So think about that when you're judging it. It's big. When you're fishing lures like square bills or crankbaits or just about any type of fishing, it's so key to have polarized lenses. Now you might think, why? The bait's going really deep. Yeah, you're right, but you might be able to see some bait on the shore or bait surrounding where you're at. And if there's bait, there's bigger fish, that's for sure. Well, we have made it to the end of the canal. We're turning around now. Nothing at the end, but that's all right. We're gonna work our way back now and then head out. There's one. Haha, yes. It's been a hot minute since we got one, but getting on those bites again. Another beautiful largemouth. Almost done. Hopefully that's not the last one of the day, but it might be. So let's keep on trucking. Kind of speed walking now to get to the end. Been fishing for quite a little while now, but had lots of luck, lots of success today. When you're fishing new areas, you always want to look for places like culverts. When you're fishing things like canals especially, because anywhere there's running water, there's typically a few bass stacked up. There's one. Oh, just lost him right there on shore. That's all right. That's pretty much another fish, basically. Well, guys, I hope you enjoyed that. That was a lot of fun to make. A lot of bass. There's one right there actually making some nice wake. But Googan Squad and Catch Go nailed it on this little square bill. Like I said, just a touch smaller, you'd be slaying the bluegill, but this one works great for largemouth. I want to say thanks for watching, guys. Make sure you subscribe to the channel, and I'll catch you on the next episode. Peace, y'all.